Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dunk, and we're playing Terrafirmacraft once again. So this is episode 6. It's been a while since I've recorded anything. I'm finally getting back into this. So just to get a little bit back into things, I think we ended... Ooh, come on Frames, what you doing? Last episode we were making some corn whiskey, I believe. Got a few comments, asking some questions, and I figured now would be a good time to answer some of them. I do keep saying, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments, and sometimes I'll answer them with a reply. But ooh, well, that's some pretty low frame rate. Before we get into this, let's see if there's anything I can do about that. It doesn't. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so first comment, question here we have from NASA Pigs. Do salty foods make your water go down quicker? And I'm going to say no. So that would mean foods that are particularly salty or foods that you have salted should not affect your water. And I'm like 99% sure on that. Last I checked, that's not the case. And it doesn't sound like something that someone would have added. Because salting your food is kind of necessary for food preservation, which actually leads us into our the next question that I did promise to answer, and that is from Mr. Ate It. He said, "Hi Dunk, can you talk about food decay and best storage methods? Also, perhaps the advantages of cooking and crafting meals and sandwiches. Thanks for the videos." And I said, "Alright, yep, I'm going to address that in my next video," and so here we are. Yeah, so I think for meats, at least, one of the primary, because meats do decay quicker than like vegetables or something, one of the best ways or easiest ways to preserve meats are to salt them, like aside from cooking, because cooked foods do last longer than raw foods, and you can actually eat them. Salted meats last, I think, twice as long maybe as unsalted meats. It's also better in colder climates. In warmer climates, food does decay faster. So in the winter, let's see what season we have right here. So it's still summer, July, 4th of July actually, for you Americans. Temperature is 22.49 Celsius, which would be, I don't know, like 70, 71 Fahrenheit, something, 73 maybe? I don't know. Maybe closer to 68, 60. Anyway, it's like a good indoor room temperature, and I'm gonna have to get back to you guys. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. That was my brother calling me on Skype. Alright, so what we were talking about, food preservation. Believe we're talking about salting meats, something to that effect. Okay. Weather. So yeah, temperature does affect things. I think I was trying to convert 22 Celsius into Fahrenheit. Okay, so preserving vegetables, this also does work for meat, does not work for grains, but it does work for fruits as well. Pickling. And to pickle a food, you're going to want to soak it in a brine, which is made from 1 part vinegar and 9 parts salt water. And so once you've brined it, you can soak it in vinegar. Vinegar is made from putting fruit into a barrel of alcohol and letting that ferment. So once you've pickled your food, it'll last a lot longer. It'll last, like, as long as you let it sit in vinegar, your pickled foods, they will last, you know, I think eventually it will accumulate some decay, but it'll like take maybe a year or something to get to any significant level. So that's pretty effective. For meats, you can also, once you've brined them, you can hang them up on a string and you can smoke them over a fire. So that's a good way to preserve those. They're currently, it's not a very good, I don't believe there's a really good way to preserve grains. Although with grains it's quite useful, because when you make a bread, I believe we showed this, you get twice as much dough as you had flour. Yeah, because we made a sandwich last time, so we must have made some bread. So that's just handy to know. A little out of breath because I just had to run downstairs and talk to my brother for a second. Okay, so it's getting a little dark here. There are a few things I think I want to make sure we do in this episode. I think I mentioned last time something about leatherworking, so that would certainly be something I'd like to take a look at. I do want to go ahead and do like some just basic resource collection as well, just so we we have enough wood and stuff that I won't have to keep stopping in the middle of doing something. To make sure that we have all the resources we need. So that'd be good. Just to kind of smooth things out. So that's our corn there. So I will probably get things sorted out here, and I'll be right back, probably with a little of my breath back and a plan for what's going to happen this episode. So I will see you then, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm just doing a little bit of digging here, looking for some ore, and we're finding a very large sample of rich native copper here, which is good to see. So I thought I'd bring you back for a second to talk a little bit about what's going on with me since last episode, because a few things have changed. It's after February 4th, and given that, I actually changed my name. I'm pretty sure you can see that if I say yes. So my new name is actually Dunkleosteus, essentially, which is a nice change. People can recognize me if I log in somewhere, which is helpful because recently I've started streaming and playing on the Forgecraft 2 server quite a bit more. I've always technically, for like a year now. I streamed a little bit months ago, but I never really got into it, mostly because I didn't really understand what was going on, and I didn't really put much effort into understanding what was going on. But recently, Forgecraft 2 had a reset, and with that, I decided to get back into it. So I've been, playing it, streaming it over at twitch.tv/Dunkleosteus. So if you're interested in, just watching me play with some of the other people, like Direwolf, maybe Soren, I don't know. I'll probably just be talking with them. Won't be physically playing with them. But there's a lot of really interesting and cool people there that I'm getting to know, which is going to be handy since I'm going to be hanging out with them quite a lot at PAX East. So I figured, it'd be a good way to get to know a lot of them. So if you want to come hang out with me while I play, kind of learn these new mods, get the hang of them, that'd be cool. I'm going to be streaming, I guess, tonight. I'm not sure if this will go up tonight, but I will be streaming tonight, February 5th. So that'll be cool. And I'll probably be streaming most nights, maybe, most evenings, going forward. It's a cave-in. So I thought that'd be kind of cool, just to let you guys know. If you want to know when I'm going to start streaming, you can follow me on Twitter at TFC_dunk. That is a good place to get updates on when I'm getting set up for a stream, and when I'm going to start streaming, and when I finish streaming. So follow me there. That's a great place to find out what I'm up to. I'm also, if Terrafirmacraft's really all you're interested in, from time to time I will post pictures of some of the stuff I've been working on. I have a few things in the works right now for Terrafirmacraft, and depending on how development goes, you may see updates on that in the near to far future. I can't give any details at the moment, because you never want to make promises on a feature if you don't know you can deliver on it. So no hints, no promises, just stuff's in the works. So good place to keep up to date. So we are finding a lot of copper here, and I thought it'd be a good idea just to get a lot of our metal kind of set. We can start getting into blacksmithing. Now we have all this copper. We can make our anvils and all sorts of neat, fun, interesting things. So that'll be great, actually. I'm about to get a lot of bronze going, but I think first things first, we're actually going to be making an anvil. We may do that next episode, come to think of it, seeing as this is going to be more of our Stone Age, leatherworking, all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, I will probably finish mining this out. I may head over to the Cassiterite source and just get that set up as well, but if not, will be moving, and that's probably just based on time, I guess, how much time before I have to start streaming tonight. Probably moving right on to tanning, and can show you how that all works. So I will see you then, guys. Okay, guys, right back. So I mentioned we're going to get into leatherworking, and to do that, we need flux. And there are 4 flux rocks, and that's chalk, limestone, marble, and dolomite. And we didn't actually have any of that, but I did run a bit to the north, and I did find some marble over there. You can see it right there in my inventory. So it's first I just figured, since we found that, and we're kind of avoiding a few monsters, hanging out in this nice lake. I can see, I think that's a fish behind me because it's moving kind of sporadically. You a fish? Yeah, you a fish. I'm pretty sure this is the same lake I showed you guys before. Little bass. Yep. And there's some deer over here. I'm not really too happy with that skeleton there, and I believe there was a spider earlier that I saw as well. Not terribly well equipped to deal with skeletons. If I had a mace, it would be a little different. You know, I could. They would probably get a few shots off on me, just because they're getting close. Okay. Let's grab a few marble rocks. We will need actually a lot of these in the future. That's why I set a waypoint on my map. If we could mine some marble, that'd be great too. A little more efficient, I believe. That looks like a bear. Don't want to get near him very much. So he will attack us eventually. That looks like Gabbro again. Okay, it's just a zombie. A couple zombies. Grab that tasty, tasty experience. Hey there. Oh. Looking at the mini-map, it doesn't seem there's too many monsters hanging around anymore. Some potatoes. Okay, how many do we got? 21. How many do we have, I guess? You know, that shouldn't be a problem. I see you. Oh, it's nearly morning. Yeah, here's a lot of rocks. Okay, so marble is not... Okay, yeah, I want to avoid you. Not terribly great for finding ores. There are a few ores that I believe only spawn in marble. Lapis is one of them. There might be another one. There are a few rocks, a few ores, but I mean, you know, lapis really, if you want blue dye, or you want like a decorative block. I mean, I guess it's great, but other than that, it's really not terribly useful. It's not exactly Tinker's Construct, which I have been playing a lot of recently over on Forgecraft 2. Oh, monsters. That's a ravine. That's a ravine. Yeah, alright, so I will cut things off here, and I'll be back in a moment once we're getting set up back at home. Well, one last thing quickly, guys, before we get back, is I found a surface sample of cassiterite on my way over to find the marble. Shot at as well, so I figured while we're here, we might as well check out what the quality is. And it is normal. 25, that's pretty good. So that'll be useful in the future. You see, each 25 unit piece will get us 2.5 ingots, which is pretty nice. So that's a good find. Didn't have to dig for it at all. Alright, so I'll be back when we get home. Okay, guys, we just got back. And I think it's time to start talking about making some leather. We're not actually going to be able to do this very well at all, because we really only have this one small raw hide right here. If you are looking for hides, I would suggest going after deer, just because you cannot breed them. So while the early game, if you're really ambitious, you could probably hunt bears, because those will get you some large hides. But they will attack back. So if you're looking, let's check on this. We got our corn whiskey. If you were looking for a little bit of leather, and you don't really want to be killing off the animals that you could be later breeding, because once you get a good breeding system set up, you will have essentially an unlimited source of leather. But until then, it's a good idea to kill the animals that you won't be able to breed later. Okay, so we're going to need to get these full of fresh water. So we're going to right click like that. It'll say overburdened right there. Throw that on our back and take it over here, which is actually where I want to work with it. So just throw that down right there. Do that again. And one more time. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna unseal this, and we're gonna need 3 barrels like this. One of the middle one's gonna be full of water. The one on the right is going to be our tannin barrel, and there are only a few types of wood that you can actually use in making tannin. For an exact list, I guess, just gonna hop over the wiki for a second. It was more of a recent change, because we used to have every type of wood would be viable, but recently we changed it to the certain types of wood, and it's actually comparable to real life woods. Really, you just gotta look if the heart of the wood is a darker color, it's generally, I guess with a few exceptions, kind of like if it's like a richer color, like an orangey, you're probably good. So the exact list is oak, birch, chestnut, Douglas fir, hickory, maple, or sequoia. Oak, birch, Douglas fir, yeah. We definitely have hickory. We have some, we have 3 of those left. So because that's going to take a little bit of time, I'm going to do that right now. Going to throw that right here, seal it. It'll say output tannin. So that's good. I'm going to take our marble here, crush it up with a hammer, get a bunch of that. Excuse you. Guy, hang on. Out, in. 1 second, guys. Okay, yeah, so the problem was I didn't actually have enough flux for all the liquid we have here, so you need 2 for every bucket. Yeah. So that means we needed 20. I made 40, because we will need a lot of this later. Right. So you see now we have 10,000 millibuckets of lime water. Oop, that'll be done in a little bit. And 10,000 of fresh water. And we have our 20 flux. Good stuff. I'm gonna throw this up here. Oop, hey, watch yourself. So we have our small rawhide. Gonna probably cut off the decay for that little bit. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna throw our rawhide up in this barrel, seal it. It'll say small soaked hide, and I'll be back when that's done. So I'll see you then. Okay guys, welcome back. It's been 8 in-game hours. And our hide is done. So you can see it used 300 millibuckets of our lime water. We have our small soaked hide. Going to right click on this log with it. And we're going to right click with the knife 16 times on the individual squares. It's best to make sure that you do not click this with an open hand, and that you only click each square once. So once you're done, you pick it up, you get a small scraped hide. I'm going to throw this in here for, I believe, another 8 hours. Yep, I'll get small prepared hide, so I'll be right back when we have that. Okay guys, so our prepared hide has just finished. You can see it used under 300 millibuckets. We'll take that out. And our tannen's also done. We're going to throw that right in the tannin, seal it up. It's going to give us 1 leather. 8th of July, 1 leather. Okay, but it'll take 8 hours to complete. Alright, so when that's done, I'm probably going to come back to you. I think I'm going to finish up working on the roof of the house. I'm waiting for this to be done, and so when it finishes, we'll probably make a piece of armor, and we'll end the episode. So I will see you then. Okay guys, so we're finally back. Our leather is finished, so we can take that out. We're quickly going to make something with this, so we're going to hold it in our hand, we're going to right click. I do this to get our leather tunic and put that on. So that looks pretty cool. So you can see it has 200 pierce, 250 slash, and 300 crush defense. And that'll really help us out. The chest is the most likely area to get hit when you are attacked by something, so I figured it would be a good bet to make one of those. It's our first piece of armor. So I had a lot of fun today, guys. Got a lot of stuff done. Worked on a lot of stuff. Talked a bit, but it's getting pretty late, and I got to get over to my my stream soon. So we're gonna wrap up the episode right here. So I hope you guys learned something. We did some leather working today. We got a lot of copper, so that'll be great. And I think we're pretty productive. I answered a few of your questions. If you have any more questions, you can leave them in the comments below. If you like this episode, make sure to leave a like, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.